Hello everyone. My today's topic is unification of Germany. Can army be an architect of a nation? We are doing the first chapter of the rise of nationalism in Europe. That is the first chapter of class 10th NCERT history book, right? And in my previous video, I have already discussed about the Frankfurt Parliament, how it failed. Now, when we talk about the unification of Germany, we can see a major role played by the army, right? And that is why the heading is, can army be an architect of a nation? So let's start the topic. Now, when we have discussed about the liberal nationalism, we have all discussed about the Frankfurt Parliament. Then we have seen that the German middle class people, the liberal nationalists, they have taken an initiative for the first time to frame the constitution for a unified German state, right? And though the Frankfurt Parliament was a failure, but it has an importance in the German history, because for the first time the common people have taken an initiative to take a step against their own ruler. They wanted to be unified as one nation, right? So Frankfurt Parliament was failed. It was the parliament or the meeting was largely led by the liberal nationalists, and it was a failure. It failed because of the it was repressed by the monarchy, military support given to monarchy, and the Junkers. Now, the Junkers were the large landholders in Germany. Junkers पे question आता है. This is important. 1 mark question can be asked on Junker. So large landholders, they gave support to the ruler, and ruler was supported by the military. So they together put a pressure on the assembly, and finally the assembly was disbanded, right? Though it was a failure, but it is we can consider it as an important step taken towards the unification of German states. Now, talking about how the unification took place. So the credit goes to Otto von Bismarck. He was the chief minister of Prussia. Prussia was one of the biggest German state, and he took a lead. He used his army, he used his diplomacy to make the unification possible, right? How? He, with the help of his army, he fought 3 wars over 7 years. He was continuously fighting wars with Austria, Denmark, and France, right? Because these were the foreign nations who were dominating, who were controlling the German states, different German states. So it for the German unification, it was necessary that these German states should be released from their control, so that the unification can be possible. So he fought 3 continuous wars over 7 years against Austria, Denmark, and France. And after defeating these foreign powers, he released all the German states from foreign domination and led to the unification, and combined these German states into one unit. This is how the Germany formed, the modern nation of Germany formed. After the unification was completed, the crown was offered to William I. Kaiser William I. Kaiser is a title for the king used in Germany. तो किसी भी राजा जो कि जर्मनी का राजा, उसके नाम के आगे केसर वर्ड यूज किया जाता है. तो द क्राउन वाज ऑफर्ड टू विलियम वन, केसर विलियम वन, and the meeting or assembly was held at the hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles, right? हॉल ऑफ मिरर वर्साइल के पैलेस में ये सभा बुलाई गई, जिसमें प्रुशियन रूलर विलियम वन को रूलर ऑफ द इंटायर जर्मनी डिक्लेयर किया गया. So this is how the unification of Germany completed in the years 1871. After defeating the 3 foreign powers, all German states were combined into one nation, and modern German nation formed. Kaiser William I of Prussia became the ruler of Germany. So this was the unification of Germany, and it is very important from exam point of view. We'll be discussing two unification in this chapter. One is German unification, another is Italian unification. Out of these two, one question comes on any unification, either Germany or Italian. So go through these points, make your notes, and keep on watching my videos. Please like, share and review, and wait for the next video. Thank you.